All right, we have one more selection. It is the very last one. I'm covering it up, but if you guys get this
James.
wrong, okay,
Come on. I'm about to say LeBron James. Come on.
LeBron James.
LeBron is.
He ain't fooling nobody.
He ain't fooling nobody. What is this, 23? Oh, my God.
22nd consecutive NBA All-Star selection.
Even though he is playing like he is collecting a pension check instead of a game check, multiple legitimate talents got left out. Why? So the league could hand LeBron his annual participation trophy. Immediately after, he bails with some vague injury that nobody actually buys. This whole All-Star situation is a total farce, and the evidence is undeniable.
The NBA All-Star reserve list is out or whatever. Kawhi Leonard somehow, some way, is not going to be in the All-Star game, which is just mind-boggling. And, of course, people are making the comparison that his numbers are way better than LeBron's. He's played in more games than LeBron, all those things. It's his home arena, the Intuit Dome, and somehow in Los Angeles. Don't forget, Kawhi is from Los Angeles, too.
Mm-hmm. Riverside, to be exact.
Exactly, right? And he's not going to be a part.
But he got the nod anyway because Adam Silver in the league office will do anything to pad LeBron's resume. Then, in typical LeBron fashion, he cites a convenient health issue and drops out right before tip-off, so he secures the accolade for the history books, claims he made the squad, but skips the actual work. Do you have any remorse about missing out on the contest?
Is there any part of you that regrets never doing it? And with a procession of people maybe saying they might do it, would it propel you to give it a chance at next year's All-Star game?
There's no part of me that regrets about not doing it. Obviously, I had a couple moments where I wanted to do it, and it just never worked out that way going into the following season, either because of injuries or I wasn't up for it.
The whole weekend has become unwatchable garbage. The dunk contest is trash because the stars refuse to participate, and the skills challenge is completely pointless. Sunday's main event is so lazy you can barely call it a basketball game. Nobody tries. LeBron is the one who normalized that low-effort approach during his era. But let's look at the real issue here. James is taking a roster spot from someone who actually deserves it. The Western Conference is absolutely loaded with talent this year. You have elite guys posting monster stats on winning squads getting snubbed so the league can accommodate a 41-year-old with barely positive impact ratings. The first name on that list is Alperen Sengun.
Another deflection by Sengun. Picked up by Van Vliet. He gets it back. Oh, my goodness, the substance went more.
He is second in the entire league for double-doubles. The Rockets are a top-tier Western team. By any metric, Sengun is an all-star. But he got bumped because LeBron needed his annual legacy achievement.
But you get the defensive player of the year. Yeah, he might miss a wide open layup, but he's also going to block shots. And okay, Julius Randle. Randle's got it cooking right now.
We are talking 22 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists a game. But the real kicker? He hasn't sat out a single game. 0. You know what all-stars are supposed to do? Actually play basketball. Randle shows up. Meanwhile, LeBron manages his load like he is a fragile antique in a museum. Both Sengun and Randle fit the description of an all-star. Consistent play, elite stats. Their teams are winning too. But their last name isn't James, so they don't have an obsessive cult following threatening to riot if they get left off. That is the problem. These selections have turned into popularity polls rather than rewards for merit. Now, let's discuss the Los Angeles snubs, because this is where the NBA looks truly foolish.
But if you do a quick Google search where you search LeBron James All-Star, the top search that comes right after that is, how did LeBron get in over Kawhi Leonard? Because if you mentioned it, Rob, you look down the stats, Kawhi Leonard has him beat on every major statistical category.
This is prime Toronto-era Kawhi showing up in LA. The Clippers are winning, Kawhi is dominating, yet he sits at home while James gets the glory.
8 assists, obviously setting the table, but guess what? He can set his own plate as well. Gets in there and takes the contact.
He drives and absorbs the contact. Harden is averaging 25 points, 8 assists, and 5 boards. He sits at third in the league for assists and dropped 55 in a game when Kawhi was sidelined. By every objective standard, Harden is playing superior basketball this season. He was left out solely because the league needs the LeBron brand on that roster for marketing. Choose either one, Kawhi or Harden. Both deserve that spot more than James. They are playing at a higher level and driving more success for their squads. Both are healthy enough to actually take the court. But neither is named LeBron James, so neither got the call. That isn't how voting should work, but it is standard procedure under Adam Silver. Here is a stat that dismantles the LeBron argument. Currently, there are 23 players in the league averaging at least 22 points per game. That is right around LeBron's output. Of those 23 guys, 17 were named All-Stars. Usually, scoring at that level is a golden ticket. However, of the 6 players who missed the cut, 5 play in the Western Conference. Those 5 snubs, Kawhi Leonard, Lauri Markkanen, James Harden, De'Aaron Fox, and Julius Randle. Every single one of them is posting elite scoring numbers on competitive teams, and every single one got passed over. The common denominator? The NBA had to squeeze LeBron in, even though he isn't playing on their level. The impact metrics are even more damning. Check the plus-minus, which tracks team performance when a player is on the floor. All 5 snubs beat LeBron. Markkanen is plus 13, Kawhi plus 11, Harden plus 2, Randle plus 1.5, Fox plus 0.8. LeBron, negative 2.6. That is not a typo. His team is literally worse when he plays. So, you have 5 guys in the West scoring big, with better metrics, playing more games, and contributing to winning basketball. Yet LeBron got the invite, and they didn't. The math doesn't add up unless you admit that LeBron's selection has zero connection to actual basketball performance. People love comparing LeBron's late career picks to Michael Jordan with the Wizards, claiming Jordan also got charity spots he didn't earn. That comparison is total nonsense. Look at Jordan's numbers from the 2002 season at age 38. Before the break, he was putting up 25.1 points, 6.2 boards, 5.2 assists, and 1.4 steals. He was one of only 2 guys in the league averaging 25 and 5. He was 7th in scoring. The Wizards were 26 and 21, and Jordan only missed 1 game. That is legitimate all-star production. Compare Jordan's positive impact metrics to LeBron's negative 2.6 plus-minus this year. At 38, Jordan made his team better. At 41, LeBron is dragging his team down. Those are facts. The only time MJ got that ceremonial nod was back in 2003, his swan song, when the writing was on the wall that he was hanging up his sneakers for good. It was basically the league tipping its hat to the GOAT one last time. Even then, at 40 years old, Mike was still putting up numbers, just not at that elite 2002 level. The key distinction? Jordan made it clear it was the end of the road. Everybody understood they were watching a farewell tour. LeBron hasn't said a peep about walking away. For all we know, the guy plans to suit up next year, the year after, and probably keep going until he hits 50 if there's a paycheck involved. So what's the play here? He's working the system, dropping subtle clues that this might be his final rodeo without ever actually signing the papers. It lets him snag that nostalgia vote without the commitment. It's the ultimate hustle. You trick folks into thinking, better vote him in. This could be it, just so they feel too guilty to leave him off the roster. Secure the spot, pad the resume, and then either sleepwalk through the game or suddenly scratch with some mysterious ailment that pops up out of nowhere. LeBron's got this playbook memorized. The injury narrative this time around is a slap in the face. Word on the street is Adam Silver was left in the dark until the 11th hour, leaving 0 time to tag in a replacement. Basically, Braun hogged a roster slot that belonged to a deserving guy, sat on it until the clock ran out, and then bailed. That is pure selfishness, putting his own personal history book above the integrity of the game itself. If he knew he wasn't gonna lace him up, and let's keep it 100, he likely knew way before the deadline he should have bowed out early so someone else could catch a break. But that isn't the King's style. He grabs every honor within reach, whether he earned it or not, even if it means blocking a more worthy candidate from getting their shine. That whole longevity argument, his stands love, it's starting to backfire. 23 years in the association sounds legendary, until you look closer and see the last few have just been about cashing checks and collecting trophies without playing at an all-star caliber. He's turned into that guy at the office who's been around since the dawn of time and gets the promotion just for showing up, not for actually doing the work. There's a fine line between endurance and stubbornness. MJ knew when to fold him. Kobe knew when to say goodbye. The true greats always realize when the tank is empty and bow out with some dignity. James is just clutching onto relevance, forcing the league to hand him flowers he hasn't grown in years. It's cringeworthy. The standard he's setting for All-Star Weekend is straight up toxic. Superstars ducking the dunk contest? Bron never did it. So why would the young guns bother? The main event becoming a no-defense layup line? His squads have treated the game like a casual walkthrough for ages. Spots going to household names instead of the guys actually balling out? That's the brand winning over the game. You can draw a straight line from pretty much every issue with the modern All-Star festivities right back to LeBron's influence and the league's refusal to check him. He's turned the whole showcase into a laughingstock, and snagging a spot this year, despite clearly not making the cut performance-wise, is just the cherry on top. My advice? Hang him up sooner rather than later. Every extra season he drags this out, he's chipping away at his legacy instead of building it. Every time he steals an All-Star nod, he cheapens the honor for everybody else. Every night he steps out there at this diminished capacity, it just reminds us he ain't the force he used to be. Walking away now would save face. But he won't do it because he's addicted to the accolades and the limelight. He'd rather hoard unearned selections and sink his team's chances than admit the ride is over. That's not how you respect the game. That is the move of someone terrified of fading away. The fake All-Star tag isn't just a this-year thing. We're talking about a stretch of years now where he's getting the nod on name recognition alone. It's a pattern where the NBA protects his mythos while actual hoopers get left out in the cold. It waters down the prestige when everybody knows certain cats are getting in on reputation. LeBron James being named an All-Star in 2026 perfectly sums up everything broken with the league's operations. Merit is dead. How you play doesn't matter. Winning? Forget it. All that matters is shielding the LeBron brand and ensuring he sweeps up every last trophy before he finally calls it quits. And guys like Sengun, Randle, Kawhi, and Harden are the ones paying the price for that agenda. So, Bron grabbed another gift-wrap selection, bailed with a phantom injury, and screwed over a bunch of dudes who actually put in the work. The league's fixation on his image is destroying the meaning of the All-Star game. If you think King James is riding a free pass at this point, sound off in the comments. Smash that like button and sub for more unfiltered basketball truth.